Welcome to Hardika Reads. And today we are going to discuss what exactly is literature and why does Shakespeare gets the crown while your grocery list doesn't. Let's first go by dictionary definitions. So the American Heritage Dictionary calls literature as imaginative or creative writing, especially of recognized artistic value. That's fancy, right? But here is the catch. Who decides which work has artistic value? Is it critiques? Is it professors? Is it the mysterious council of book snobs? And also, what makes a poem different from a newspaper editorial? Or Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment different from the stories you and I swap every day, you and I tell every day? Well, here is the twist. Literature isn't just about old dusty books. It includes oral tales told through centuries, which fall in the category of what we call folk literature, comic strips with barely any words, harlequin romances, even the storylines you help create while gaming. Today, literature departments across the world teach everything from Shakespeare's sonnets to supermarket romances, from Langston Hughes to even The Simpsons. Why? Because all of these can be read in ways that give us insight and pleasure. For example, take Shakespeare's My Mistress's Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun. It's fancy poetry, right? But isn't it kind like cheeky verse scribbled on the back of the truck? Maybe same spirit, different package. So maybe the real question isn't what counts as literature, but how many different ways we can read and enjoy stories wherever they appear. From campfires to comics, from sonnets to story modes, literature is everywhere. The fun part, deciding how to read it. And here is the thing, reading isn't always the same. Sometimes it's pragmatic. That means you read to get information, like solve a problem or figure out what to do next. Like, for example, instructions on how to cook a pasta dish. But what is the literary way of reading? As scholar Louis Rosenblatt says, it's about what happens while you're reading. It's not just the takeaway, it's the experience. Think of it like this. Pragmatic reading is a road trip just to get somewhere. Literary reading, it's rolling the windows down, listening to music, and enjoying every twist and turn. So the next time you pick up a book, ask yourself, are you just chasing the destination or are you savoring the ride? And moreover, literature doesn't just live in textbooks or classrooms. Sure, those help you explore the literary map and learn the tools. But literature, it's already part of your life. Maybe you are the type who takes a novel to the beach. Or maybe you are not. Maybe you have never taken a literature class. Doesn't matter. You've already had that literary experience, way more than you think. Even the Instagram reels count as literature nowadays. So, this journey isn't just about starting from scratch. It's about sharpening the tools you already have and adding new ones to your tool belt. So, whether you are in a classroom or the beach or just scrolling through stories online, remember, literature is everywhere. It's already with you. The fun part, learning how to use it better. Thus, we come to the question, so, what does literature do? Why do stories, poems, and plays hit different from, say, a user manual? Because instead of just talking about ideas, literature makes them real. It doesn't say love is complicated, it gives you Romeo and Juliet. It doesn't define loneliness, it puts you inside the mind of Sylvia Plath. It turns abstractions into experiences, pulling in your emotions, imagination, senses, and intellect all at once. As the British poet Matthew Arnold put it more than a century ago, the interpretations of science do not give us this intimate sense of objects as the interpretations of poetry give it. They appeal to a limited faculty and not to the whole man. It is not Linnaeus who gives us the true sense of animals or water or plants, who seizes their secret for us, who makes us participate in their life. It is Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Keats. Lastly, ever wonder why should anyone read literature? I mean, you're not going to use Hamlet to fix a broken faucet, of course. Here is the twist. Almost every college makes you take a literature course, be it med schools, law schools, even big corporations, they love English majors. Why? Because literature isn't just about stories, it's about skills. A story, poem, or play lets you experience lives you would never otherwise live. You can fight in a war. You can suffer in a Nazi camp, raise foxes in Canada, a party hop with supermodels, all without leaving your chair. By stepping into other worlds, you start to understand your own and also at the same time connect with people wildly different from you. And in today's global world, that empathy is quite crucial. Tech leaders say it all the time. Success isn't just coding or crunching numbers. It's knowing why people do what they do and being able to tell a good story about it. And more importantly, literature doesn't just hand out neat answers. It throws you into messy human dilemmas. So you can wrestle with them, you can question conventions, and sometimes imagine brand new possibilities. And here is another secret about reading literature. It's not just about you and the book, it's about the conversations that come after. When you read across genres, times, and cultures, you bump into works you never thought you would like, or maybe even hated before. Suddenly, with the right discussion, they click. Understanding literature doesn't just strike like lightning. It grows when you put feelings into words, when you ask, why did this story hit me so hard? And just as importantly, when you listen to how others felt about it too. So, literature is basically a giant ongoing global conversation. And you join in most fully when you share your own take and respond to others. That is what this channel is all about building fruitful conversations around literature. If you like it, do follow for more content. Until then, bye bye.